Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset episode 144. This podcast is about anything and everything related to the Destiny franchise. If you love playing Destiny 2 as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, we cover all the previews for the Warmind expansion in Season 2, talk about our take on the updated Eververse, and discuss our theories for what some new features could be beyond Expansion 2. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's AER0KNIGHT and CyborgSasquatch. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well.
Excellent.
I'm uncontrollably excited.
Excellent.
Actually, it's in control, obviously, but...
Temper those. No, yeah, I'm excited too, man. We're close.
That new expansion, bottled up hype.
Right around the corner.
These are always some of my favorite shows where we just get we're just right on the precipice. That new content. I always get the most excited to run a new story in Destiny.
Everything. And this is really panning out, man. The 1.2 patch we're getting, Season 3 starting, the DLC looks like it's really coming together. Everybody's in the community is just kind of getting hyped up, you know?
Everybody's buzzing.
Yes, it's exciting. Seeing all the streams up, people prepping for the DLC and stuff. It's like old school.
Yep, I spent over an hour in my vault last night.
Cleaning up.
Making hard decisions.
They're
not
days.
As hard anymore as it was in Destiny 1, but...
Yeah. Yep.
Well, let's do a couple announcements and then we'll talk some news.
Yeah, let's do it, dude. We got ourselves, of course, our good old partner, Blue.
Blue microphones.
We've got to, they always make it possible for us to do this. We, of course, have to do a Blue giveaway for the excitement and hype of the launch of Warmind. But just like Destiny Reset fashion, how are we going to do it this time, man?
We're going to do something fun to engage the audience. We want you guys... to send us an email if you would like to enter. You can win either a Blue microphone, a Blue Yeti, or a pair of Blue Lolas, which are these awesome headphones that we get to wear that just make everything sound beautiful. Your choice. And what we want you to do is send us an email, destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com. We want you to tell us your favorite activity since May 8th.
Yes.
It could be an existing thing that has new life. Could be a new thing, like Escalation Protocol, maybe the new raid layer. You tell us. Maybe Heroic Strikes. Maybe Nightfalls. Let us know your favorite thing that you're doing since the expansion. We're going to give you, is it 2 weeks?
Yes, we're going to do 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So by May 22nd, you need to have emailed us to get an entry. Everybody gets one entry. So just send us one email with one thing and why. And you'll be entered to win. And somebody's going to get a cool piece of gear.
Ooh, so exciting. Did we say our email yet?
We did.
You did say
We'll tell you again.
Oh, I'm doing it. Hey, we haven't had a pregnant pause in a while. Destiny Reset Podcast @gmail.com. I must have totally spaced out when you said our email. We're just getting
started. We're a little slow.
All right. Anyways, that's our announcements.
Yes.
That's an exciting one, though.
I will, shameless plug. I'm going to be streaming for the expansion tomorrow on the 8th when it launches. If you want to come and hang out, if you're going to be at work or you don't mind getting spoiled.
It's always fun hanging out with Cyborg on launch day of DLC.
Yeah. Mixer.com/CyborgSasquatch. I'm going to have, I know I promised last week, but I had a little technical trouble with Gleam trying to set things up the way I want. I think I got it figured out. I'm going to have a giveaway up when this launches, the show launches on the 7th for you to enter to win another piece of Blue gear from us, courtesy of me.
Yes.
Or something like that.
It works. That works.
It'll be up on Twitter. One of those things that will be coming to stop by the stream, give me a follow and come hang out. Cause I want to see people that love Destiny can watch Destiny with me. So that is an extra incentive to come and hang out this week while I stream Warmind.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 chances.
Well, we're going to release this early. It's Sunday night. We're going to release this on Monday so you can listen to us and hopefully make the time pass a little quicker for you for Warmind to drop. But as you're listening to this, you should still be able to enter my blue giveaway as well. If you check my Twitter profile at AER0KNIGHT with a 0, we'll get into that later.
That's 3 chances.
Yeah, 3 chances. You should see it pinned on my profile page. So 3 chances.
Look, I know a lot of people that are like, I wish I could afford those blue Lola headphones. Or they're like, man, I really need to upgrade my stream with a nice mic. You got 3 chances to get one of those pieces of gear, courtesy of Blue microphones. So,
yes.
All right, we're done with the giveaway hype.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should talk about Blue for a minute, but we just did it. Blue's fantastic. You guys probably already know that, and thank you, Blue.
Yeah.
For
They've been
giving us so
sponsoring
much
us
loot.
for a while now, and they are a valued partner of the DRP.
Yes, very much so. But I think it's time for the TWAB.
Don't you mean news?
Well, the news.
The TWAB is part of news.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You're messing
right.
with my transition, man.
The bold, underlined, actual section of this in our notes is news. And then
messing with the show because I'm
ahead.
supposed to be like, all right, it's time for the news.
Dude, let's just get through this. Warmind's
All right.
tomorrow. I mean,
we'll sort out our differences about this.
We're all messed up right now with hype.
This week at Bungie, we're counting down the minutes to Warmind. You got that right.
We need to throw up a poll, see how many Bungie developers we can get to answer who says TWAB and who says TWAB. Because
oh my gosh,
I told you, man. You
told
heard
me
it
when you went out there. They were saying TWAB, and you were like, "What?"
I'm like, I can't be the only one in the room right now. How does this happen?
It makes me feel bad to be like, nah, it's TWAB, guys, because they work there, but for real.
It's TWAB.
It's TWAB.
It's funny, though, because where's the disconnect? Because they listen to content creators, and most of them, if not all of them, I don't know if I've ever heard it before. Maybe most of them say TWAB. So, like, when did they decide? Well, they probably decided it was TWAB when they changed it, and then we all said TWAB, and they haven't been able to.
Yeah, because nobody says it in the spoken word. You just see it on paper.
Well, I guess everyone's right, but TWAB just sounds. I mean, I gotta say, TWAB just sounds a little better. Maybe it's
much better.
Maybe it's just because we're used to it. I don't know. Anyways.
So on the 8th, we've got it Season 3 and Expansion 2. They mention Vicarious Visions, who they're celebrating, has been putting a lot of work together since they helped with the Destiny 2 PC launch. They had a message from creative director Brent Gibson. They say, the team of Vicarious Vision have been fans of Destiny long before we started working with Bungie on this amazing franchise. While working alongside our counterparts at Bungie, we've met the challenge of expanding the Destiny universe, and we are beyond thrilled that the day is finally here, nearly here. We are honored to have added to this rich world with passionate fans numbering in the millions. This is the kind of thing that game developers dream about. We were fortunate enough to not only add to the gameplay experience, but the franchise as a whole by bringing the legendary hunter, Anna Bray, to life. She has carried our banner through this entire journey, and we can't wait for you to meet her on this adventure. See you on Mars on May 8th.
So close.
Very exciting that these guys putting out their first, their first original content for the Destiny universe.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like a team effort, but this is their baby.
Yeah, I, of course, I'm sure you do as well, follow them on Twitter. And as far as the Twitterverse is concerned, they have like 4,500 followers, so like you tweet at them, you usually get a response. Like they're pretty intimate team. So it seems, but I gotta say that it's a cool name for a game company, Vicarious Visions.
VV.
Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I just think it's
Yeah.
cool.
I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, I had to look up what vicarious means.
I know what the word means, but
Yeah,
I'm sure they have like a story behind it.
Yeah, well, it's like you got to look up, like you assume you know a few words of what a word means, but like vicariously in a way that is experienced in the imagination through the actions of another person. So it's like what vicarious means, Beautiful. But when you go read that, it's like, okay, man, that's all right. Somebody was thinking when they named the company.
I get it.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, tangent. Moving on.
Yeah. So I am optimistic to see what they do here. I think it's advantageous to have a fresh group of people in a way putting together something, and I'm optimistic to see what that looks like. They have their own writers and everything that worked on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm optimistic to see what that will translate to. They even worked on the comic that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, which I really enjoyed. So I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on these guys.
Keeping a close eye. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking as fans of a game that, to hear an outside company has been brought in to do some things. But you know what? A very quickly, another opinion very quickly that you can land on is what you just said. I mean, it's fresh eyes jumping in on a game that they probably already play or enjoy themselves and putting passion into it from an entire team. So yeah, I mean, it could be a really good thing. So
I'm optimistic about it because it seems like they are really geeky about Destiny. Like they're interested in it. Like all the things that I've seen over the years, like they are very interested in the game, not just for working on it.
Right,
and if you take, capable hands, but they're also fans and they're able to call on the things that they like and also present new ideas, like that's a cool concept,
Oh yeah. Yeah. So. And the which I guess we'll probably mention it, the developer commentary that we got this week, the two guys in that video were actually at the summit, so it was cool that some of the team was there. So
yeah, absolutely, because they were working on the PC, I won't say port, the PC version of the game, which was being shown off for the first time, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well, so we got to see a little bit of that.
I mean, they were at the summit, the most recent day.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about the D2 reveal thing.
Yeah, several of the team were
okay.
also
I didn't know that.
Summit. Yep. So yeah, but you're right too on the PC version.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean that just shows that they are pretty well integrated, right?
Yeah. They were like part of a couple different of the panels or the breakout sessions, actually setting up there, answering questions. So it was cool.
Nice. Well, next up, we got some great surprises this week. If you're interested in story and lore, they had what they called Warmind Week on the blog. They put up a blog post titled The Destiny 2 Narrative Preview and presented 5 pieces of Destiny lore, and kind of in the vein of the old Grimoire. These, were a little bit longer. Some of them were a little longer than your average Grimoire card. They're about that size. And some just 5 different perspectives. So we got an entry from Tyra, the Cryptarch, if you remember from Rise of Iron, who is now at the farm just hanging out by herself with a bunch of frames. We got one speculative here from spoilers, Nokris or Nokris, or however his name will be pronounced. That's speculating who this is. We could dive into that maybe after the game releases, but then we got one from Master Reinhardt, the Cryptarch. Another entry from Zavala, and then one from Rasputin himself.
Mm-hmm.
Some really interesting nuggets. They kind of put these up over a few different days on the same post, and they use these to kind of queue up some different aspects of where the story is when this starts.
Yeah, these were exciting, man. Like, we really were hoping for that heralding event, and it appears as though we didn't get it unless something drops today, the day before the DLC or something. But this stuff was cool though. Like, this was neat to get, and they just kind of threw down at the bottom, stay tuned, and they just, like you said, updated it throughout the week. So we knew we were going to get the web comic, which we'll talk about. We were going to get that last Wednesday, so it was kind of nice. We maybe not in game, but this stuff, the lore guys were going crazy over this, and so was the community in general.
So then next up we saw, like you mentioned, Destiny Warmind, a new web comic, which had some awesome art, and I really enjoyed the writing and the pacing. Like, it felt like a Destiny story.
Yeah. Dude, I have not read it yet. I'm saving it for tomorrow. I have to read it before the DLC drops, of course.
Yeah, read it, because it's kind of queuing up and telling you where, like, Anna Bray's deal, like, where's she been.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of, okay.
So it was cool. And they had some talented people that worked on this, like really great artists and writers. So check it out. It's free on Bungie.net if you haven't yet. And I think there's going to be another one. When does the next one come? I don't know if they said if it was next week. Did they? I'm thinking there's another one. I was assuming.
Yeah.
Get to the end here.
I'm not sure if there is or not.
Let me just double check. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm going to have to, before you guys crucify me, I'm going to double check that.
You're thinking there was another one real recent, like a follow-up to it, like soon after the launch?
That's what I was like thinking in the back of my mind, but they didn't, I don't see that they said that flat out. So maybe not. I don't know. Either way, even standalone, it was cool. I liked it. So
well, there you go.
Next up, we had some interviews, I guess, and like some little mini vid docs. I guess they called them developer insights, that were up on YouTube, and they posted on Twitter. They're in the TWAB as well. One in Exotics and the Crucible, another one on Warmind itself, and then they had a third one that came out Friday on Escalation Protocol. So all of these were really cool to watch. I like these a lot. You know what I like a lot is so they decided this to go around, like, to do that one Twitch stream. Yeah. And then the rest of the stuff that you would, normally they do like these 3 Twitch streams, and they would put all this information in those. Like, I kind of prefer these kind of micro, like nuggets.
Well, they serve several
focused
purposes.
Information.
Yeah, like, I do enjoy the good old-fashioned, old-school Twitch stream, but I agree. I liked getting the one. And then the thing about these is, like, they do build hype, and they do show us things, and then you got the YouTubers breaking it down for you, and podcasters, if you will, and it gives us something to talk about and break down and look at the whole thing. But I don't feel like these are, like, even though there's a hype layer to them, I don't feel like these are like hype machine type things. We got to build this up. Like, these just feel like genuine developer insight coverage on how they did certain things, how they decided, and just a quick little preview of some things that we're going to get. And even like the Exotic and Crucible one with Hamrick and Kevin in it. Like, when I watched that, I got like a vibe of the summit from it, because it happened in almost every one of them at different points. They just kind of are like chatting, except they're on camera, like they're not just telling us this with some cool effects coming on the screen, and all that did happen as well. Like, they kind of are laughing, and they're just, they're just having a good time, and it seemed very genuine. It didn't seem like get this DLC. Ka-chow, ka-chow. You know what I mean?
There's a PR, like there's a marketing aspect to it.
Right.
But
it just doesn't seem
feels
as
a little more
heavy.
personable.
Yeah.
And it feels like because here's the thing, like when they do those Twitch streams with some nice outliers, like a lot of the time the devs they're a little bit nervous.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit reserved. They know, like, okay, if I say something wrong, it's out there.
Right.
You can't take it back. So doing these small, like, developer commentaries on video, like, obviously they can loosen up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they can kind of curate it and make sure they're saying what they want to say. And these are great. I like them.
A little more comfy for them. But yeah, of course, there's still some marketing hype to it. It just seems like a little less intense. It seems kind of laid back. Like you said, they're more comfortable. And yeah, I agree. I've enjoyed them. They've done really well with the narrative stuff we just talked about that we got, these little developer insights. Like they're basically gave us a landing page and said, come back here, more things to show you.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Yeah. So go check those out if you missed them this week. Just got some nice little info and previews of what's to come. Nothing spoilery. Just them kind of talking about, what they're excited about for us, what kind of things we can expect. Some great stuff. So go check those out. The Escalation Protocol one got me really hyped, man. I know you played it, but I'm like, I can't wait to play it. Like,
yeah, I'm really liking the more and more that we hear the way that they've set up Escalation Protocol, with the waves and the bosses and the difficulty, and you can grind for certain pieces of the gear, and other gear you got to wait, for the new boss to be there on a reset. Yeah, I'm getting excited.
Yup. So next up, we've got a patch note preview. So they've got kind of some major highlights from the larger changes coming in Season 3. They said there's a lot to the update, but here's a quick overview of feature changes and bug fixes. First one, this is big. Short-term solution, vault space has been increased from 200 to 300 items.
What?
Get hype.
They totally drop a extra 50 bomb on us there.
Oh, dude, I was so happy to read that.
Yeah.
I know it's not perfect. Everybody wants unlimited vault space, but that's a big help.
Yeah, 50 probably would have been an issue pretty quick. Just 50 extra slots.
Yeah. 100 gives you some breathing room.
Yeah.
Next up, multi-emote. You can configure all 4 emote options. You got to try this out. This is something we forgot to talk about a few weeks ago, right?
Yes, we did. Very cool, dude. Like, you basically just go down to your emote slot and hit preview and go into it, and you are a walking emote kiosk now, and you can just drop them on each directional pad. So it's fantastic.
They also mention items in the emote collection have been removed from the vault as it's no longer needed. So I guess like there was a collection in the vault you could go to, but I think like you're saying, like you can just see all of the emote collection to just swap what you want, in that menu, right?
Right.
So you don't have to like, that's been like, my problem is I never have the right emotes that I want on my guy because I forget to put them on the right characters. I'm like, this one would be perfect right now, but I can't go to the tower and get that. Like,
it's this one. These are like I'm sure they weren't small tasks on their end, maybe, but these are one of the small things that I've wanted and mentioned for so long, dude. And
man.
I don't remember if they mentioned it, the other one in this particular section, but the other one is being able to delete that postmaster and also the vault.
Is that down here?
I don't know if it is or not.
It's not down here, but that is a thing. Like, we'll be able to delete from Postmaster and from Vault. Oh, man.
Dude, so long.
It makes such a big difference.
Like people, like we've mentioned it so many times that people are like, well, wait, I don't want to accidentally delete something. I'm like, okay, that's just something you got to figure out.
Yeah.
Because I really just want to be able to delete at the postmaster. Don't make me make space for it.
Just
pick it up.
be more careful, guys.
Yep. And it does stink if it happens. I'm sorry, but man, it's going to be nice that if you just happen to have a full slot sectioned on your character, you can just, you don't have to make room. You can just delete it. So pumped. Anyways. Next one. What's the next one?
Next thing. Guided games will now feature a Leviathan guide emblem that tracks the number of raid encounters and raids a player has completed as a guide. This emblem rewards a unique aura for 14 days after a player completes a raid as a guide. Once a week while the aura is active, guiding a raid to completion grants 1 bright engram. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like a nice little reward for the guys that take the time to do that stuff.
Yeah. I hope we see some work into guided games before too long. I know I've a few times, man, because I've been playing solo so much recently, as I've mentioned multiple times. I've went, what do you call it? Are you a seeker when you're looking?
Yeah, seeker.
Yeah. So I've went out because, I mean, it's late when I get on, man. So, like, there's not even much of the Derp fam on, and I'll go out and seek. And, yeah, I've seek for a while. And then I usually just back out and go run some strikes. So they know, I mean, guided games need some work, but at least this gives some incentive, for people.
Yeah, it's something nice for the guys that are doing it.
Yeah, we've had several people in our clan, in the Derp fam that have messaged us and like, hey, we love doing this. Like, so that's cool. Yeah, give them some incentive to do it.
Next up, a new inventory category is being created that will contain pursuit tracking items, such as those for exotic quests. That's awesome. So you don't have to have a slot taken up by, whatever thing that you're tracking, a la Destiny 1. I mean, this is
it's like the old days.
Something that got fixed into the Taken King.
Day.
But
hold that.
What's that?
It was Arms Day, wasn't it? That was one of them, anyways, where you had to hold the package until the roll you got.
That was terrible.
Oh, months of holding on, waiting for the right roll, taking up an inventory slot.
It does mention items in the pursuits category are specific to each character and not shared across the account. Next up, a nice behind the scenes feature. In-game audio settings, sliders between 1 and 10 were added or revised. So sound effects volume, dialogue/cinematics volume, music volume, and chat volume.
I assume this will fix the issue where like I have my actual in-game volume at like 25% and it's plenty loud, but when I first turn on the game, it's bro.
Oh yeah,
like, dude, it's so loud. I assume this maybe will hopefully do something with that. I don't know.
Maybe that
volume down.
Dialogue/cinematics volume might fix it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways,
we'll find out.
Then we'll miss
next
it,
up,
right?
weekly rockouts. Weekly rockouts.
This
lockouts
one,
for raid and raid lair rewards are now class-based. Players running multiple characters of the same class will receive rewards only the first time they run the raid or raid lair in a given week.
What do you think about this, Cyborg?
For you 3 warlock runners, I'm sorry to disappoint.
This was an interesting one. Yeah,
they did some other stuff in D2. I'm trying to remember where it kind of de-incentivized. That's what it was. One of them was running through the campaign. If you ran through the campaign on the same class like a second time, I remember this on launch, there were certain stuff like powerful engrams that you would get, I think, that you would only get once. Because people were trying to do that to, power level. Yeah. And
which you just reminded me too, part of Escalation Protocol, the weapons that drop in there, they've said they will not be power level, at your power level.
I got a Reddit post we're gonna pull through that talks about that, because I did want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
But this is like pushing that in an extreme direction. Like there's going to be very little incentive to run more than one character class.
Yeah, I mean, when I read this, I don't think I've even had 2 of the same character. I've always in D1
not
always
since
had 3
Destiny
of each.
1.
Yeah,
But there's people that do it.
Yeah, and I mean, when I first read this, I was like, I mean, why? I mean, I guess if somebody wants to do that, I mean, do you let them do it? But it's like, I mean, it makes sense.
I think they want to level the playing field.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, when you sit and think about it, it really does. It makes sense.
I get why. Like, but there's going to be people that are mad.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. Like, it doesn't bother me because I rolled, one of each this time around. Mm-hmm. But with the fact that they are slowing things down, like, that's going to sting more for people that, they may want to like power through and get everything for their hunter and, max level that. But with the fact that your light level, like your gear drops based on the light level across your account, I can see how like that shortcut becomes even more effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you can get one character all the way up quick, then that means you can get the rest of them up even quicker.
Man, I don't want to forget to mention it, but this conversation just keeps reminding me of things. If you drop something in the notes and I see it, stop me. But I still, with all these changes and tweaks, I still don't understand why we're getting the raid the same week.
Dude, yeah, don't get me started.
I don't understand. Like, I'm
hearing a lot of complaints.
All they have said on their end. I mean, I would love to just have a conversation with some of the devs there, because it's like, we're slowing it down. We don't want you to, like, we want you to have plenty of content. And then it's like, here's the raid, the hardest thing to do the first week. Again, like, this is the same conversation we've had forever. I mean, think about what their perspective is. Like, if you want to grind, they want to let you grind. It's just a classic conversation of, like, even if it was the next Friday, I just feel like that's a little more cozy. Like, it doesn't promote as much of, like, you gotta, like, if you want to compete and be, and I guess, the point is if you're not going to do like world's first or something, then you're putting it on yourself to, I mean, if you are doing that, you're putting it on yourself to have to grind up to that power level. But it just creates this environment of,
even if you're not doing the race, if you want to do a blind and not run risk of spoilers and stuff like that, which is something that I do.
Good point.
Like, it still puts pressure on you to run it that day.
Yeah. It's weird decision again. Like, we've been here multiple times. It's interesting. But sorry,
I wish that we had thought ahead to get you to ask that question.
I know, right? I thought of that too. Yeah, like, why? Yeah, that would have been an excellent question. Like, can we?
I mean, we just need to tweet Joe G.
Yeah,
I can't remember his last name.
Yeah,
the head of the raid team, and just be like, dude, why is this still happening? Because everybody that I hear, I mean, I might be in a bubble, but everybody that I hear talk about it is just like, God, again, like, why does it have to be such a rush? Because it just puts pressure on everybody to grind.
And it's like, even more so than now, it's the opposite of what they're doing with the game. People have asked for it to be harder to, increase your power level, and that's what they're doing.
And we don't know, like, what power it's going to drop at. Like, my expectation is like 350 or something,
and it won't be as high as you think.
It may be higher. I don't know, but
that's part of it too. They did drop the last one kind of lower. Yeah, right. The last the ones we have. But yeah, I mean, listeners, what do you guys think? Tweet at us at Destiny Reset. We'd be interested to hear what all you guys think. Maybe we're in the circles of people that aren't a fan. Maybe there are many out there that are, but
they did announce, because we kind of glossed over, that the raid is launching the 11th.
Yes, the 11th.
That morning. So
yes. Very soon after the launch of the DLC. Very, very soon. So anyways, there's a couple other little nuggets in here. Nothing crazy. I mean, these previewed patch notes are interesting, what they pick to tell us, because I always love getting the full patch notes. Of course, a lot of the features we know what we're going to get, but it's always interesting to see each little bullet point inside of those whole patch notes. There's usually a couple surprises. and like these won't be the biggest of the things, even though there are a couple big ones in here. So it's always interesting to see what they pick.
We're trying to talk about things that they haven't been talking about already.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah, we'll see. This is going to be big notes. Big notes.
Big time.
Next up, we saw an update from John Wisniewski on the Exotic Sandbox changes and that continuing saga. They got some information on Risk Runner, which is just going to be better than ever. It's going to be enabled in the Crucible with increased resistance to incoming arc damage, 50%. So it'll make it more forgiving weapon to wield.
Dude, some of these weapons, like especially the Masterwork version, like it's gonna be.
I can't wait to see what they're gonna be.
I'm so happy. Like this is their like outlook on the weapons right now. Like John's mentioned several times that like they've had a blast tweaking these exotics, and dude, it just seems like for weeks. I mean, because it's gonna take a while to get the Masterworks on some of these. It seems like for weeks we're just gonna be finding things that are just shredding in the Crucible and in PvE.
Yeah, they showed off a preview of Sweet Business where they upped the reserve ammo to $9.99, and it just goes and goes and goes.
Holy cow!
They're using Lunafaction boots to reload with it, so they basically just stood there and never ran out. Just strafing back and forth.
Yeah,
this thing is gonna be a monster. And then last but not least, they showed an update to Darcy where the perk, it now grants 4 times damage once locked on a target.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. They showed it on the Argos encounter in the raid lair, and it was just destroying that dude.
Yeah, the screenshot there is what, 56,000 crit?
Yeah. It could be the new business for raid DPS, or at least for that encounter. We'll see. He also mentioned on Twitter there was a update to Sunshot.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, "Should I show it? It just makes the gun better." And everybody said yes, but he didn't show anything yet.
Yeah, he did tweet out what it does though. He didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't do darn it, I don't have that pulled up.
He didn't show a video.
Yeah, no video, but he tweeted out what it did, and it basically, it was just a even better version of what it already did. It was funny that he asked that, because it's like, normally, I actually tweeted back at him, I'm like, normally I would say don't show us, but in this particular instance, like these exotic previews, that's not too bad. Go ahead and show us those. They've been pretty cool. I don't want to see like loot we don't know about necessarily, but like showing us these amazing new exotics of the olds we already have. Yeah, go ahead, show us.
Oh, he said on explosion kill, Sunshot gets higher detonation damage and a larger detonation radius.
Yes.
Which translates to more chained explosion kills. Dope.
Yeah, that gun's already fantastic, man. Like, now it's definitely an exotic.
Yeah, I mean, I was running it last night. I love Sunshot. I was thinking, it was making me think really hard last night. I was like, if I got some prop replicas of guns from Destiny 2, like I was trying to decide what would I want. And I was like, I definitely would want a Cold Heart. And I was like, but wait, I'd also want a Sunshot.
Yeah.
Because you remember when we saw the Sunshot at the D2 reveal?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And then I was like, it had like a mental checklist of like 8 other guns. I was like, this is going to be hard if I ever have money to buy these. Like, if Impact Propworks did some runs of these guns, like, I would go broke very quickly.
Easily. Yeah, easily. For sure.
He's got the molds. I know you can do it. I saw the guns in person. All right. Next up, they talked about a change to heroic strike modifiers in the new legendary Nightfall Challenge card, courtesy of senior investment designer Daniel Achenpaul. That's my best shot at that name. So what they're going to do with heroics, at any given time, the heroic strike playlist will have 3 modifiers on it. 1 burn, which rotates weekly, one advantage, which rotates daily, and one disadvantage, which rotates daily. So, of course, we got the Burge Arc Solar Void, 25% incoming and outgoing. Advantages, they've got Brawler, good old Brawler, double melee recharge rate and damage. Grenadier, double grenade ability recharge rate and damage. And Heavyweight, this is a new one, triple power ammo drop rate, double power weapon damage. That sounds so fun. Disadvantages, Glass. Players' health and shields are halved, but recharge rates are doubled. Blackout, radars disabled, and Emily's, good old Emily's. They do 20 times increased melee damage. This is going to be the worst shit ever. That sounds just rage-inducing. Like, yes. Not only can you not know if something's behind you unless you hear it, but they're just going to one-shot you if they touch you. Like, any strike withdrawal, people are just going to back out. They're like, nah, I'm not doing that today.
It's exciting, though, man. This one's one we easily forget about the most. Like, it's cool to have.
This will be exciting to run some heroics.
Yeah. Of course, we want that layer of loot incentive.
Yeah.
But this is a great thing to have back.
Last, they've got Iron. Enemies no longer stagger and health pools are increased by 50%. And Grounded. Players take 5 times damage while airborne. Good old Grounded. Always got me killed a lot.
About to say.
I just could not keep my butt on the ground.
Nope.
So that's heroics. And then they talk about the legendary Nightfall challenge card. So you are able to take your rare challenge card to Zur and upgrade it to a legendary challenge card. Now, they don't mention if you got to do this every week or if you just do it once. I'm wondering if you've got to do it every week, but you get more customization options to the card. Legendary cards allow you to select one burn, one advantage or disadvantage, and 2 additional disadvantages. With the exception of Glass, all other advantages and disadvantages listed above from heroic strikes can now be applied to the new challenge card. Additionally, there's a few new disadvantages. Extinguish, which returns you to wipe, to orbit on wipe. Famine, ammo drops reduced by 50%. Match game, players must match their damage type to the enemy shield type. Attrition, health regen is slowed greatly, and enemies drop health orbs. And momentum, health regenerates only when the player is moving. And it looks like the card is called 5 of Swords, interestingly enough. They're also changing Nightfall par scores. So they've got the I guess kind of the different, I don't know what you would call these, like the different bars to receive different awards. 30K, 60K, 110K, and 200K. Some big changes, upping those scores to get, emblem variants, auras, token reward bonuses, and etc. So, yes, Nightfall's additional fun and difficulty.
Well, I mean, we're getting 3. Well, sorry. Here we go again.
2
new strikes / 3 new strikes. Have they? I just kind of thought of this. Have they said anything about specific? I mean, the Nightfall pool is the Nightfall pool, so it's not based on. Well, it is based on the strike as well.
No, it's based on the strike.
Yeah, so I'm wondering.
I'm assuming we're getting unique.
At least 3
rewards.
New rewards, at least.
Yeah,
hopefully.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just keep thinking of things as we talk. I have to clear my mind of the.
Anytime that there's these huge updates, there's a ton of information that.
Yeah.
We don't have until the patch notes drop, and then sometimes we don't know. There's always so much stuff getting changed in this game.
Yeah, and your brain's cloudy with hype, So.
Yes. Give me the worm. Next up is the most confusing thing they've ever done in the Eververse, called the Prismatic Matrix. So, I'm going to do my best to just
tell us.
Give you the simplest version of what this means.
Tell us about these facets.
The Prismatic Matrix is a knockout system for the Eververse. It works on a weekly basis. Their goal is to give you more control over how you earn Eververse items. Offer a more predictable path each week that guarantees access to specific items. Drop fewer duplicate items. So, the Prismatic Matrix is like a visual knockout system that features 10 Eververse items a week from Season 3. All the items are on a knockout list, which means that if you get 10 activations, you're guaranteed to get all 10 of those items. You can get them from Bright Engrams, you can spin Bright Dust, or if you've gotten those items from a previous Matrix, will also knock rewards off. In order to use a Prismatic Matrix, you have to get something called a Prismatic Facet, which you get with your first well-rested level up each week. So that allows you to use this for free. If you choose not to use it that week, you can stack up to 3 of these. So make sure you have inventory space before earning a rank up during a week. You can also purchase more of these facets for 200 silver.
Yes.
Outside of the Prismatic Matrix, you can earn Bright Engrams when you level up, and you can purchase Bright Engrams if you want to earn everything from the Season 3 catalog. They're also increasing the number of items for sale or available from tests each week with Bright Dust from 14 to 18. That is the too long didn't read for you. Do I fully understand it? Not totally. Is it confusing? Yes. Does it just make me want to bang my head against the wall because why can't they just let us buy stuff for money? Yes. But it's better than what we have.
Yeah, at first read, I was like, well, you know what? I like this. This is good. And then as I kind of understood it a little bit more, it's still weird that you definitely will have way likelier of a chance to get something that you want. But it's still, I mean, it's definitely still several layers of not being able to directly purchase. I'm feeling this like, yeah,
you know,
like it's cool
gambling.
that if you have it, it shades it out and it doesn't drop it. You know, it can't drop it in your pool. But like I'm feeling this big time this week, dude, because Season 3 is over in 2 days. The selfie emote is chilling at Eververse. And I have
still don't have it.
a third of the Bright Dust that I need. And I was like, you know what? I kind of forgot for a moment that this hadn't changed because I haven't spent any money, real money. I'm like, you know what? I think I actually might spend some money at Eververse. And then I'm like,
Can't
wait,
buy Bright
no,
Dust.
It hasn't changed. I can't do that. I have to buy packages and then break down things to get enough Bright Dust. And I'm like, I still need 2,000 Bright Dust. Okay. I guess I'm just not going to have the selfie emote. Like it stinks, man. Like I just want the selfie emote.
Their system is underselling.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't know what they sell. My opinion is that they're getting less sales because there's no option to directly buy what you want. I have friends. I don't spend any money, and I would many times.
Yeah. Yep.
If I could just buy the thing that I want, I would spend more money.
Yeah.
And it's true.
And the emote thing right now,
to spend any money on silver in the Eververse this season because of the way that it works, because it's a pain in the butt, because everything's random, and I would have bought the stuff that I wanted. I would have put more money in.
Yeah. I mean, I've said all along, like I would spend more money if I had an emote wheel. Now I have an emote wheel, and at least I guess this is a nice added layer to be able to hopefully get things that I want easier. You know, I like that we're going in the right direction. It's still just weird, like the reasoning behind, like I don't spend money at Eververse, and I would have spent whatever it cost me to get 2,000 Bright Dust this week to get the selfie emote and possibly the Sweeperbot emote. But instead, I didn't spend any money.
Here's the reason they did it this way. Because all right,
best of both for all parties involved.
there's 10 items in the Matrix. All right. And that week the Matrix comes up and you're like, "Oh, I see the ship I want or the emote I want is on there." So you're like, well, I'm going to activate it. Let me see if I can get the engrams, right? Well, unless you're just relentlessly grinding this game, like you're probably going to max at like 4, maybe 5 bright engrams in a week. If you're really playing the game a lot. So by then you've knocked out 5 of the items, right? Maybe you've gotten the thing that you want. Let's be honest. Probably not. Unless you got
I was going to say
lucky.
there's a conversation there for drop rate increases as well.
Then you know, okay, well, if I had 5 bright engrams, I know I'll get the thing. Okay, I can go buy 5 bright engrams for $10. Let me go buy the $10 item. Even though you just want the ornament or the thing, they're going to get you to spend more money because of this system.
Yeah.
Because you know, okay, well, as long as I spend this much, I'll definitely get it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's still why, it still has that layer. That's why I said the best of both worlds for all involved. And when I say all involved, I mean all interested parties, you know?
Still not
Player,
cool, man.
Bungie, Activision. Yeah, I'm just saying, just an observation. I would think, I would think that Bungie would totally be fine with letting us just buy what we want, and maybe other interested parties aren't. I don't want to put blame on anyone or give anyone a pass, but it is interesting. It's interesting for sure.
That's all I'm going to say about that this week. So I won't complain a lot. Just not.
It's very real this week, dude. Because of course the sweeper bot emote and the selfie emote come up in the final week of season 2. And
oh yeah, totally.
And I'm thinking, we'll probably see them again at some point, maybe in the last season of the year, however that's going to pan out with the way it's working out throughout the year. But I would love to have the selfie emote right now, man. Like, it's really something that I want. And I mean, there's just not a realistic way for me to get it. So I guess I won't get it.
That's real poopy.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's all your fault, Bunjo. Next up, we got a little bit of detail on how launch is going to go in case you're curious. So, Destiny 2 will be brought offline for maintenance Tuesday, May 8th, starting at 6 a.m. Pacific time. You may no longer sign into Destiny 2 by 7 a.m. You will be returned to title screen, and Destiny 2 Warmind and Update 1.2 will be available to download and install. 11 a.m. Pacific, the maintenance is scheduled to conclude, and Hotfix 1.2.0.1 will be available to download and install. They put out some storage requirements, which is requirements for the total storage of Destiny 2. PlayStation 4, 53 gigabytes, Xbox One, 50, PC, 48 gigabytes. That's how much the entire game will take after the patch and all the content is installed. I think that puts the content at about 8 gigabytes. So yeah, in case you're curious about that. They put up some notes on known issues. There's a few things. Go check those out. I don't have time to read them all. Just some things to be aware of. Things they know that are already, buggy at release. And then we got our movies of the week, which are pretty cool. So Warmind goes live at 11 a.m. Pacific. Friday, May 11th, Spire of Stars Raid Lair goes live at 10 a.m. Pacific. They are going to be watching and calling Worlds First this time. I don't think they did it officially for the last Raid Lair. Am I wrong? I don't remember if they did an official race last time.
I don't know. I do feel like they did.
I might be wrong. I remember there being like a thing. They were like, yeah, we're not going to do it this time or something. I don't know. Either way, they will call an official winner. I'm not trying to run that this time around. But my team is going to run it Friday evening to go and do a blind run.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's nice. We're getting, of course, another piece of raid content. Is it speculation that there's only 2 in the database, maybe more than speculation, that there's only 2 weapons still in the database to be received on the next raid layer? Or is that all just kind of...
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
I've seen it come up a couple times over the last several months. A while back that there was only 2 left, and then just recently that there's
I know
2.
for Eater of Worlds there was only 2.
I want to say was there a hand cannon for Eater of Worlds?
No.
I feel like it's a hand cannon and a fusion is what I saw, but I could be wrong.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Eater of Worlds was a grenade launcher and a shotgun.
Okay.
A legendary shotgun.
I've just seen this come up in my feeds a couple times. I could totally not have the facts right, but or maybe it's just speculation.
Sounds right.
But
I wish it was more, but
yeah. So
that's okay. Some's better than nothing.
At least we're getting a raid layer. Yeah.
Yes.
With everything else.
And probably new armor, I would assume. So
yes. New armor's a good thing.
That was this week at Bungie. Now, we spoke earlier, we mentioned senior investment lead Daniel Achenpau, at Daniel Out on Twitter. He put up a Reddit post a few days ago talking about escalation protocol reward details. He said, hey folks, seeing a number of questions on how the rewards will work. So I wanted to try to clear it up a bit and get people on the same page without people needing to stalk my Twitter timeline. So he posted this on Reddit. Rewards for escalation protocol are split into 3 main channels: vanity, weapons, and armor. Each one works differently and provide rewards at different rates and tiers. He says, I think the diversity of this reward delivery is something we haven't done a lot in Destiny 2. So I'm super curious how it feels once you get your hands on it. So vanity rewards are low drop chance and come out of any chest you open in the event. The further in you get, the higher chance the chest has to get. Those items are a exclusive ship, Sparrow, and Ghost. Next up, weapons. He says these are grindable, but they do not drop as power upgrades past the soft cap, which is 340. But you can spend as much time chasing them in a week as you want. Low drop chance from Wave 7 boss, and the reward pool changes for different bosses. 3 of them have a specific weapon between shotgun, sniper rifle, and SMG tied to them, and will only drop that weapon. The other 2 bosses can drop any of the 3 weapons if you just want to grind and roll the dice. They do not come from the chests. Finally, armor comes from a chest that appears after beating the Wave 7 boss. It requires a key to open. You can earn 1 key per week by playing other Warmind activities to build and charge your key. The armor pieces are awarded in a specific order, and you won't see repeats until you've collected the entire armor set. So the order is class items, legs, arms, chest, head. So it sounds like it's like dependent on you. Not necessarily like the week.
Class item. I thought it was weird they were starting with the class item.
He says, if you're wondering why class item, because I main a hunter capes for life.
There you go. I missed that. That's funny.
He says these items do drop at powerful reward tier power upgrades. Finally, he says not one of the main reward channels is the unique escalation protocol shader because it is orange and it is his personal favorite. Comes from killing the final boss. So
I feel like I can say this because he just said it himself. He said that at the summit, like he loves this shader. Like,
yeah,
he loves shaders. He's the shader
I'm
guy.
imagining
He loves it. He said it's his favorite.
What is that? There was an orange shader, I want to say in the Dark Below, that was really dope. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, dude, sunsetting or something.
Sunset,
you got it from
something
Eris.
like that. If it's anything like that, I'll be excited.
Yeah, he was hyped about it, dude.
Like a almost like LED orange. Like,
how do we forget?
Tech.
We're gonna have to look up that shader. It's like, how do we forget some exotic? Sometimes,
dude, there were so many good shaders in Destiny 1. I miss a lot of them.
Yeah.
But See, he had some comments. Some people had questions and stuff. He said there is no unique perks on the armor. They couldn't get that done in time. Trying to go through. He responded to a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see. He said he wanted to build the weapon rewards as something you could chase without limit during the week. My initial feeling was I was really disappointed that being that this is an in-game activity, that you could not get powerful weapons.
Yeah.
But I see where, there has to be a decision, like either you can grind them or they're powerful, because if you can do both, then that's all people will do, and they'll power level too fast that way, right?
Yeah. I'm honestly completely. I want to see how it plays out, how it actually feels week to week. But just reading it, I'm really happy with the system, because you have a layer of constant grinding there. You can just all week long you can grind for those weapons if you really want them, and then the armor you've got to make it all the way to the end and get that, and it will be powerful leveled gear. So on paper or the interwebs in text form, it seems like a really, really good idea. So I'm interested to see how it actually feels and plays out over the many weeks to come.
Yeah. So. Another person did ask, they said they couldn't be, in relation to how they couldn't get armor perks done in time. He said, does this mean we could see perks in the near future, or will they never be there? That was user gooder than you. And he responded, never is a scary word to use, because that's just asking for me to be wrong. But there currently aren't any plans to go back and add them to the EP armor, as those of us that worked on this are needed on other things for now. Point of clarity that I'm talking about the EP armor, as I'm not in a position to speak for the armor team about their plans for the broader armor economy. I'm going to launch an opinion on this. You tell me if I'm right or wrong or on the right track. So armor not having significant perks in Destiny 2 has been like a real point of contention for old Destiny 1 players.
Yeah.
And even, I was thinking about this a lot last night, because I was going through cleaning out my vault. And, I mentioned how much easier it is to do in Destiny 2. And that's because most of the gear doesn't mean anything if it's not weapons.
Yeah.
It either has, the stat boost that you want on resilience or recovery, or it goes in the garbage. Or you really like the way it looks. And I had a bunch of stuff stashed away that I got at launch that I was like, well, let me save this. Maybe I want to collect this set. And dude, I deleted like 24 pieces of armor that I was just like, yeah, this is garbage. This is garbage. This is garbage. Because I didn't love the way it looked. And it didn't have any function for me. So there's all this stuff in the game that people spent real time making. Like all these art assets, all the implementation it takes to do that have no value for the player, right? So that's a problem. Understood. Yeah. My guess is that rather than decide that they're going to go, okay, we're going to start adding perks to armor, because I feel like they changed that, because the problem in Destiny 1 was people only wore certain armor because it had specific perks they wanted. Right.
Yeah, there's the other layer to it.
Like your heavy boots, or
you
whatever,
had to wear, everybody looked
off.
The same. Yeah, like you'd wear everything the same for whatever activity you were doing.
So you'd have all this other stuff, but you'd never wear it. You would just sit on it, or you would put it on the tower, like Bones would say, your tower PJs. Like,
yeah. Yep.
And so I think they did that because they were like, well, we don't want people to not be able to wear the stuff they want. We spend all this time on these armors, like people should be able to wear what they want. My guess is with mods is that if you look at what they did with the raid armor, where on all the raid armors, like both the sets and probably this third set too, you can either add or put a different mod that gives you raid specific perks as a part of that mod, but you don't have to wear it, and you don't have to wear the perk. It's just optional. And so it makes that raid armor great, but you don't have to wear it for other stuff, right? So my guess is that they're going to do that with mods, and they're going to have like mods that have PvE perks that only go on PvE armor, mods that go on PvP armor, like Trials of the Nine and Crucible armor, and then probably like raid armor perks. And they're all going to be mods, and you can swap them out as you want, and then you can just wear whatever you want. Maybe limited a little bit by, by activity. Maybe even not. Like, maybe we'll just see raid armor mods on raid armor, and everything else will be like totally plug and play.
Yeah.
That would be the best solution I can imagine. And that's why I think that we didn't see any of that implementation in this update, because it would, if they decide, okay, well, let's put perks on the EP armor. Well, then if they do that, they basically, if they roll out a system like that, they have to undo all that work, right? They have to rebuild those armor pieces and make them mods. So I think that's like, we're not going to see that with this expansion, but maybe by the fall we will, and it will be a more graceful solution that will allow people to have the kind of flexibility you want out of like, okay, I like this armor. I want to wear this, and I want this perk. I'm going to put this perk in there.
Yeah. I mean, the perk specific armor sets, like D1 style, did give people a reason to go grind and do something, even if it's not something they would have normally done. But yeah, like what you're mentioning seems very much more elegant way to do it. I will say that, I mean, this exact question and topic was asked and talked about at the summit. So obviously from this post, they're already aware, but they're definitely aware of that we want some aspect of this, and hopefully,
I just see like if they were able to do a system like that, I could imagine a situation where you're able to get armor a little easier, like straightforwardly, but then the mods would be what you grind for. Like, okay, you play Trials, and there's like some Trials mods that give you specific things in Countdown or in the competitive that are like really valuable, but those are harder to get, or you have to spend a bunch of tokens on them. And then like, it's the same idea. Like, you're grinding for the armor benefit, but you're grinding for the mod to put on that armor that's going to make it awesome. Yeah. We'll see if that's what they do, but that's my guess. And I think that would be a graceful way, and that would put the chase back in the game for things that people want,
Well, I mean, dude, it's like even back in Destiny 1, you wanted the adept versions of the Trials weapons because they had snapshot on them, dude. One perk. And like I wanted that sniper so bad, dude. And it's like you throw a couple mods in there like that. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. The chase is back, Yeah. So I agree. Cool.
Well, that's our feedback. If anybody's listening and that's not what you were doing, this is exactly what you should be doing, Bungie.
That's funny.
I don't know what you talked about at that summit or whatever, but here's all your solutions. All right. So I think that is all the news. Am I missing anything?
The only other thing we kind of talked about before the show, there was a cool like PlayStation coverage of the new strike and stuff this week. It had Hamrick and one other individual on there talking about it. Spoiler alert, of course.
I never watched those, so
they show a new strike. But it's got some cool developer insights and stuff, and it's just fun to hear them talking about the game, kind of like the other ones we got this week.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched a chunk of it.
I guess I'll go watch it later this week.
I just kind of give up on any sort of like spoiler content.
I just don't like to see, like, they always do the strike thing, and I hate getting the strike spoiled,
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like
really
tried to
fun.
not pay attention to the video too much, but it's like
Just listen. Like,
yeah, the boss though, like, is the part that I kind of don't want to see. But the thing that I don't want to be spoiled at all, which is kind of hard to get spoiled. It's almost impossible because they don't talk about it. But I, of course, don't want to know the story of a new DLC.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like the weapons and stuff, I don't even try anymore.
Yeah,
I look at everything.
I don't mind that as much unless it's like the most coolest weapon, you know. I like for that to be a surprise, but I just don't like the story and stuff.
Speaking of, spoiler warning, did you see or hear about the Anabraze weapon? Did you want to know anything about that?
Kind of sort of heard a thing about it.
Okay. Well, I want to say one thing about it, and we won't spoil anything else. It also it is another weapon, now 2 weapons in Destiny that has my first name in the title. I forget, of course I forgot the other word, but it is something Lance is the
nice.
name of it. So I'm like, sweet, okay.
I'm never going to get a gun with my name in the title because my name is just a name and not a noun.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Unless I get like a character in Destiny name with my name, and it's like,
and then they name it after.
Yeah, it's like how they have Redrix's Claymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I doubt it's gonna happen, so I'll live.
It's looking like Graviton's gonna be a beast too. So
I can't wait to try those, man. I like queued up all the weapons that I can't wait to try on like one character.
Yep. I know.
Last night when I was cleaning out my vault, I was like, all right, I want Sweet Business. Let me put Sunshot. Let me put Graviton
it's exciting.
Lance on here. Like,
and yeah, they're going to be like, from what it seems like, just beastified, dude. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah.
For all players, man. PvE and PvP.
It's exciting that that's going to add like another layer of fun to the content. Like that not only we get them retuned and more fun, but then we'll get to discover the masterworked versions and find the cores and doing you know, like that's gonna add like a whole nother level of stuff to do that'll be really fun.
Yeah, and hopefully I'm hoping, you know, of course some of the exotics won't have catalysts in a masterwork version in season 3, so if you don't see that node, I think we talked about that last week, but I'm hoping it's a substantial amount of them, you know.
They didn't even say necessarily not in season 3. It just said,
you're right. Sorry. Yep.
Right
not
away.
Yet. Yeah.
Which
is
makes
very
me
cool.
wonder,
yeah.
Like, will it be gated for some of them, or like maybe I'm reading too much into it? Like maybe there's some mystery there. Like, oh, you can't get this one until like 2 weeks into it, or maybe they're gonna push some more out in June. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it'd be a neat way to do it. You know, I say it's very cool. It'd be awesome if we just got them all right away. But it is cool if they do trickle it out over the season. That's totally fine. Now, if we don't get any more until season 4 and there's only 5 exotic masterworks,
that'll
with
kind
the
of
launch
stink.
of season 3, that might kind of stink a little bit.
But I'm expecting more than that.
Yeah. So
I would hope at least.
Yeah, like, and it seems like
half.
It's going to be anywhere from, I mean, we talked about it, like a simple direct thing to do to something weird, mysterious, and random that the community's going to figure out. So that's exciting.
I saw Watermelon XO. He was tweeting. He was like, I totally think they're hiding Thorn in the expansion. He's like, it's got to be a thing. I don't know. What do you think? You got any idea? Like any?
I don't know. Man.
Theories
I didn't really
on
think about it.
Special that we might see.
Obviously, we know we're getting Suros back, which is cool and interesting. I don't know. I would think if we were getting, I mean, I hope there are many surprises, but I would think if we were getting one of the old exotics back like Thorn, we might already know about it, but maybe not. Maybe
Jake is like totally sold that we're getting Thorn, and people just started going, oh, hell no. Like, I don't.
That would be a weird gun in the current Crucible. It really would be.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then he threw out, well, what if it was a pre-corrupted Thorn, which is Rose, and it did healing DOT. And I was like,
oh man.
What?
Shoot your teammate? That would be insane.
That would be something interesting. Like, imagine like somebody's in Countdown, like trying to grab the point, and people are shooting at them, and you're just popping them with Rose, like healing them.
Dude, that's pretty interesting. I kind of like
Be
that.
some stuff.
That's an exotic
I
weapon.
doubt we're gonna see that, but
that would be cool.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Well,
all right.
I think that's it now. I think that's everything for now.
Yeah.
Next time you guys hear from us, we will have all played all this new content.
So much at a game.
I'm
going to kill a worm. Did you? Oh my gosh! Speaking of worms.
Oh right.
Did you? So spoiler. In one of the developer commentaries, there are some short scene grabs, obviously from the campaign, where we see a large, I don't know what we call him. He has a lot of spiky things.
Yeah, some sort of large worm.
Very large worm, man.
Well, I mean, even the VV guys are like, we just wanted to create a big boss,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
And they talk about how it's going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To fight. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes, please.
I just hope they do it well. I hope they do it well. Like, killing a worm god is a big idea in the lore.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like really surprised that's this like for an expansion. Like I've seen many say this could be like a fall TTK style of thing, Like
yeah, and not
really
only an
dive into something
expansion,
like
but if they're gonna put that battle in the campaign as opposed to like a raid, because that's what you would think is like a raid level boss. And it's 1 of 5, so it's not like there's more worms to kill. But still, yeah, we'll see how they handle it. I'm optimistic, and I'm gonna give them a shot. And we'll see how it works out.
Yeah. Yep. Can't wait.
All right, man. Well, how was your reset?
Oh, dude. Holy cow. We're just now at reset. Dude,
yeah.
I didn't think we had like a ton this week. My reset, dude. I got some playtime in. I actually ran some trials this week. It's been a little bit.
Nice.
I really want that Trials Pulse. I haven't played a ton of Trials over the last few months, just again with my playtime and playing solo and stuff. So made it a point to get together some of the old crew and run some trials, and it's still sweaty in there. Definitely still sweaty, but I got the auto rifle. I didn't get the pulse. I did find out though, I thought the new or like the season 2 trials weapons were going to be gone as well after season 3, but somebody reminded me on Twitter, totally forgot, like you can still get the season 1 trials weapons. So we're assuming still be able to get the season 2 ones. So I'm glad about that. I thought I was like one weekend away from not getting the trials pulse, the darkest before. So excited about that. I did finally run this total noob cake over here. Even being a PvP guy, I never went and got it. I finally ran my strike to get my Acreus shotgun.
Oh, nice.
I never did it, man. Yeah. Well, all these things like this, actually this particular weapon there's been plenty of reason to go get it. I guess I didn't really need it in my loadout for PvP, or at least thought I needed it. But like I'm doing that right now. Like I'm going to get, I never got Sturm and Drang. So like I'm doing, there was that one on the other hand, not like a ton of incentive to get those, but there will be after the update.
Right.
So kind of going, and that's my prep for Warmind, going and doing things I didn't think I needed right now that I think I need once the DLC and the patch drops. So that's pretty much it for me, man. We got in several cards of trials, so just did a few milestones and things like that. Nothing too crazy. I'm dropping like 1 or 2 packages worth of gunsmith mats every time I log in because I'm trying to get the Tana sidearm. Still, I cannot get that thing to drop.
Oh man.
So anyways, it's kind of cool to have a gun I'm chasing.
Pretty sure I deleted one last night.
Thank you for that.
Be honest with you, I'm about to double check though. I can't remember.
It's all because of Cool Guy, man. He like loves the thing paired with Vigilance, and I really want to try it. I've watched him use it and watched him play with it, and I just can't get it to drop. And part of me like almost doesn't want it to drop because I'm hunting this weapon.
Yeah, if I had it, I don't anymore.
Don't anymore. I don't know why I can't get it to drop. I don't know. But anyways, that was my reset, man. What about you?
Nice, man.
Did some Destiny
I
stuff.
spent some time grinding the Nightfall last night.
Nice. Get that auto?
I did not, but everybody else has it.
Oh, very nice.
It's okay.
Classic.
I'm not as motivated as some people to grind these Nightfall guns because I know I'll just have more chances.
Playing like crazy amounts of Nightfalls.
Oh yeah, like hardcore. I know there's some good guns in there. Like they're worth having, but I'm not gonna kill myself. Like I can't do the same thing over and over for 4 hours. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah. I do want that sniper though, that Nightfall sniper.
Yeah.
I probably would do it for that.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Be looking out for that Pyramidion to come back, but it's going to be a few weeks at least because we're going to get the 2 strikes probably
right away.
As Nightfalls initially, I would guess. So I did that. Got a couple Iron Banner matches in.
Oh, I forgot about Iron Banner. I definitely played Iron Banner this week too, man. I had
that was
to
a
finish
thing
up to get my ornament, or not my ornament, sorry, my emblem for the season.
Yeah.
So
I got
sorry.
some solo
Anyways,
queuing in.
yeah, I did too.
And that was most of my reset this week. I, spent like an hour and a half cleaning my stuff up to get ready for reset.
Oddly enough, that's kind of fun sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know if it's OCD brain, but it's
oh yeah, totally
entertaining to.
It just feels great to
organize.
have things like a little organized and orderly.
Were we the only ones?
I'm
nerd
willing to
alert.
bet not so. So, but yeah, man, I'm just really excited for Tuesday. There's a lot of fun stuff to play and look forward to, and all my buddies coming back and playing, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? To be completely honest right now, an honest Guardian Destiny player, like we're not hyped and excited just to be like optimistic. There are actually many reasons to be hyped and excited right now.
Yeah,
so,
like
it's good times.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Well, we had a little piece of Derp Fam discourse. You want to read that?
Yeah, I wanted to read this. This is YouTube comments, and this is kind of a shout out again, reminder, Derp Fam clan stuff that's going on right now. But Calum left us a YouTube comment, said,
cool name.
Yeah. I'm living vicariously through D2 content, yours included, between life and D2's current state. I'm just not getting much time in game. I'm glad you were at the Bungie meeting. Helps me feel like my interests were represented, especially joining Matt for the lore meeting. Matt's approach is captivating. The larger universe is what hooked me in D1 and what was missing up to this point in D2. He says, among other things, of course. It looks like they are headed in the right direction. Just hope I can get back into it. I made some good friends and had a great clan. I don't have the time to rebuild, and without them, it almost doesn't matter what Bungie does. I'm far from the first to say it, but the loss of community in D2 is the biggest hurdle. What a wall of text, and sorry, and thanks for your time and effort. So we bring this up because, the main reason is because of the Derp Fam. So I've seen this several times, man, and it can't be glossed over. Like that sense of community you got in Destiny 1, that sense of the friend game, as Deej so classically called it a while back. Like it really is a thing. Like we built all these friendships and just these layers of friendships in Destiny 1 and night in and night out of playing the game together. And then many people kind of trickled off a couple months after D2 launched. And, we're getting to a point where hopefully many of those Guardians are coming back. But I really feel for people that don't have their core group that they used to have. And it is a hurdle, and it's a big part of it. Even if the game is calling your name, and it seems like there's a lot of incentive to play. If your friends aren't playing, it kind of stinks. Yeah. But to wrap it all back around, we want all our listeners to know seriously, guys, I mean, we haven't harped on it a ton over the last many episodes. We do bring the Derp fam up, but seriously, guys, there are a ton of Guardians that are just sitting there, chilling in Discord, chatting all day long, that would love to play this game with you. And if you're like Calum and you have friends that aren't returning and layers like that, join us, jump in. Join the Derp fam and don't hesitate. Don't be afraid. You can lurk if you want in the Discord, discord.gg/Destiny Reset. Just lurk, check it out, or jump right in, whatever you want to do. Plenty of people to play with, plenty of friendships that can be made, and it won't take long to do it. So don't hesitate, guys. We really hope that you jump in and join us, especially with all the hype and excitement going on right now. Cyborg, this week, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen this, but we had a lot of new Guardians drop in the Discord this week, and it was really neat to see. You always can tell because the Derp fam's so great about it. Like, you just see as you're scrolling to kind of catch up in the feed, you see, welcome to the fam. Hey, welcome to the fam. Welcome to you're like, oh, scroll up. Somebody new joined. Like, who are they? Let me see. So anyways, guys, long story short, if you want to, we're here. We're chilling. We're playing Destiny. You should totally join us. Do it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We know what it's like. Like, there's plenty of people that, I mean, at many points, like, you form a community, you have groups of friends. Some people come and go. You know, you might have had a clan. Sometimes those things stay strong. Sometimes they fall apart when certain, people leave. It's just kind of a thing in online gaming communities. Good news is if you don't have the heart to try to do it all over again, like, we've got a great community that will welcome you with a lot of cool people that you can bond with over the game, and even people who've had similar experiences. And we even have people that come and go, but we're still staying strong.
Yeah.
So there's still a home for you.
That's a good point. We do have people that kind of come and go, and they play other games, and you can chat about other games, and they know they can do that. It's no pressure. It's just come hang out and chat and play what you want,
So the Discord is a great place to start that. Join our Discord. It's discord.gg/Destiny Reset. That is if you don't know what Discord is, it's a chat application you can access both in your web browser and on a phone or tablet or PC. And it's really handy and makes communication easy, and has lots of different, chat rooms within our server. And we're partnered with Discord, so we get really nice reserved server for our home. So everything's really stable and high quality and stuff. So yeah, come on by.
Come on by, Guardians.
Come on by.
Some fresh DLC dropping this week. What a great time to do it.
Yeah, boy.
And you need that fire team for that ranked PvP. You don't need them. I'm going to solo queue some too. But man, having a team seems like it's going to be nice.
I want that. We got a couple Derp Fam patron shout outs this week.
We do. Go for it, man.
X Fresh Baked X and J Franzi Skates. Thank you for becoming patrons.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. If you don't know what a patron is, go to patreon.com/Destiny Reset, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the production budget of our show. Those funds go to things like creating assets to tell people about the show, or hosting fees and all that fun stuff. So we really appreciate all of our patrons that help kind of take that financial load off being our nice plates, make it easier to produce the show, and help us do that in as high of a quality as we can. So thank you guys. You also, if you become a patron, you get a couple of perks. You get a shout out on the podcast. You get your gamer tag on our website, and you get an invitation to a channel on our Discord just for patrons and supporters. Last, if you don't want to do the $1 a month thing, say you just want to drop a one-time cup of coffee on us or something like that, you can go to the website and click the PayPal icon and do a one-time tip if you would like. We get plenty of those, and they are well appreciated, just as much as our monthly supporters. So thanks again to everyone that supports us.
Yes. Thank you guys very, 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 very much.
All right, man. Where can people find you?
Cyborg, I'm so glad you asked. I can now say you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at AER0KNIGHT with a 0.
No more the?
No more the AER0KNIGHT on Twitter. I have a quick story for you guys. I told you I'd tell you. I threw up a tweet this week. I recovered the Twitter handle AER0KNIGHT. Finally, after years. We're 143 episodes in. Even before that, this person had my handle that I wanted. I threw up a poll.
He was always
So we
saying,
could have-
somebody's got this.
I've even tweeted this person. I've even tweeted Twitter help and said, how long does an account have to be inactive? Because there's no activity. No activity on this profile before we can have it. And then I even saw videos where you could like go out and say someone's impersonating you and like get access to the handle. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that seems a little extreme. But I acquired it this week. I was very, very excited because now I can do what you do. I can say you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at AER0KNIGHT. I almost want to say
very
that.
important.
Threw up a tweet. Figured we could have some fun. Said, who do you think had my AER0KNIGHT Twitter handle? I say my because you'll understand why here in a minute. A random person, Cyborg, me, or Master Raul. So I had to throw him in there for some fun, you know. But
right.
Here are the numbers. Here are the percentages. What you guys thought, 244 votes. I mean, I don't know if we get this much response to like Destiny related stuff. This kind of stuff's fun, you know. Anyways, 15% of you thought it was a random person. That makes the most sense, right?
Right.
And it was tied. It was tied for a while, but you came out ahead. 19% of the Guardians that voted thought you, Cyborg, had my Twitter handle.
That's not a bad guess.
This profile, you would totally do that. You would troll. You would do it, wouldn't you? This profile has been in existence since April of 2012. So he is the smartest person ever and can see the future using some Vex time craziness. If he had my profile, because it was 2 or 3 years before we even met. So it's safe to say you did not, even though we said we were going to tell him that you did.
I did not.
Then there's me. 18% of you thought I had the Twitter handle that I wanted. And then Master Raul, 48%. Dude, I knew they would think it was you, and it totally was you. We had a back and forth. No, it wasn't him. Even though it would have been awesome if it was him. So 18% of you were correct. I had the Twitter profile that I have wanted for several years now. Okay, let me explain, and I'll do it quickly so we don't keep you too long. I have tried to recover this like 2 or 3 times over the last 3 or 4 years. And I'll try for like 10 minutes and something will happen. Maybe I'm at work, maybe I'm at home, and something happens and my attention gets away from it and I don't return back to it for like another 3 months. And I'm usually starting from scratch when I do that. I gotta sit back down and I'm like, okay, there's no way someone else has this Twitter handle. Like, seriously? It's not just AER0KNIGHT spelled with letters. It's AER0KNIGHT with a 0. How does somebody have that? I mean, it's possible, but how? So finally, this week, for like the 3rd or 4th time, I go to recover it, and I can see 2 characters of the email address that's associated with it, and I can see that it's Gmail. And I figure out, like I've done in the past, except I figured out another layer of it. I figured out the email that it was, that I made, like spur of the moment made, that is very similar to the email I have now, except it's Gmail instead of Hotmail. I like secured that email one day, decided I was going to secure this Twitter handle, I guess, before I really decided that's what I was going to make all of my stuff. Even though I've been AER0KNIGHT since I was like 17, probably. So, pulled up a spreadsheet that I have nerd alert, OCD, of all my usernames and passwords that now is like over the last 10 or 15 years. And I hadn't done this yet. I started trying old passwords. And one of them worked. One of them let me in. And the next screen said, would you like to set up a recovery email for this Twitter profile? And
yes,
I
please.
was sitting in my office at work and I'm like, yes, it was me all along that I had this Twitter profile all along, dude.
You were tweeting yourself.
I was trolling and tweeting myself. But it's okay. I couldn't be more excited. You know, everybody knows how exciting it is when you get that handle that you want. I like having a 0 in my name, and I got the Twitter handle that I wanted. Now all I need is for PlayStation to allow you to change your name, and I think I will be set.
I mean, if that happens, the whole world is going to lose their mind, though.
Right? I know. They will. I'm hoping it's an E3 thing. Anyways,
we'll
sorry if I bored you. Long story short, I had my Twitter handle, and I understand how I forgot, and I understand how I wasn't able to recover it up to this point, but it is still hilarious.
So people can find you at AER0KNIGHT with a 0 on Twitter now.
Yes, at AER0KNIGHT with a 0. Changed my username. It took some strategery too. I had to log into the other one, change it to something else, and then log into mine, and it's instantaneous. It's pretty amazing, honestly.
Nice.
Changed mine, saved it, and then I went back and actually secured the AER0KNIGHT on the other one just in case I ever, for whatever reason, want that back.
So you just swapped them.
Yeah. So and then I'm like, crap, that's gonna create some confusion for the people that listen to any episode before this one. So I put a link to my AER0KNIGHT profile, and I put a little description on the AER0KNIGHT one that says, for the derp AER0KNIGHT, go to the link below.
There you go.
I don't think that's going to happen very often because, I mean, like 5 people listen to the show. But anyways.
Well, you can find me at CyborgSasquatch. No long story there.
Anything? Come on, man. All right, tell us about how Mixer's going. How's Mixer going, dude?
It's going fine. I haven't streamed in like a week and a half, though, because life has been a little busy. But I'll be back this week, so come hang out.
Completely understand, man. I spend many a night talking to myself with nobody in the party. Solo play.
You can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter and the World Wide Web, www.destinyresetpodcast.com. That's your source for all things DRP. And do we have any iTunes reviews this week?
We do. We have 2 amazing Guardians out there. Gave us a 5 out of 5. Cody, a.k.a. Coda Bear LS, and Max T, or Maxed 92. Thank you guys so much. 2 5 out of 5s, and also written reviews. We read those, and they warm our hearts. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for those. They help us get seen by more listeners.
They do. We're now at we're pushing 160, man.
Yay. 200. Here we come.
Come on, 200 iTunes reviews.
Yeah, boy.
If you count other countries, we could be even closer.
Nice.
Pretty close.
All right, man. Great show this week. Can't wait to talk about Warmind next week.
Oh, yeah. We'll have a good week's worth of play, and we'll have plenty to talk about next week. We think the news is crazy right now. Wait until all these Guardians get their hands on all this crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget about our blue giveaway, guys. Email us. DestinyResetPodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your new favorite activity and or feature after Warmind drops. All right, Cyborg.
Okay.
Till next week, have fun playing Destiny 2 and take care, Guardians.